Welcome to Two Women in Crypto, a weekly podcast birthed on a whim by two women who are excited about the cryptocurrency landscape and have a shared passion about empowering others to step into the digital, tokenized world of the future. We offer tips, tricks, and our own individual insights as to how to begin to navigate this shift. We are not financial advisors nor experts. We are just here to encourage you to look at the possibilities. So welcome to the future. You're right on time. Choo choo! All aboard!
That's right, Kelly.
There we go. Good
That's
morning
awesome.
in the very changing world, and get on the train quickly, folks. Or not.
We're not. It's up to you. But I mean, seriously, get on the crypto train. Not financial advice. We're not financial advisors.
No, we're here for your entertainment purposes only, as you can tell as I go choo choo. So here we go.
Holy cow. Cheers. We have a discussion to be had this morning, don't we?
So many threads we can tap into. So take it away. Where do we begin?
All right, well, let's start with the de-dollarization.
I swear I'm going to start putting whiskey in my coffee.
All right, we got to come up with our next t-shirt. I mean, we got to do the eat rice, buy crypto, because I just listened to the video. At first, I was like, I get it. We're going to do a framework, right? The BRICs nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they're having their annual meeting. Bless you, darling. You're so good at hitting mute at just the right time.
Do my best. I do my best.
So anyway, so we know the BRICs nations is putting together a framework for a new payment system for trade, right? So we've been following this, and I was like, they're not going to back it by gold, not yet. They're just going to come out with their framework. Okay, so now they just made an announcement. This January 2024, who's going to join the BRICs nations? Well, I'm going to tell you. Argentina, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia.
It's a big deal.
So this is a big deal, y'all. So when we made the deal to become the world reserve currency, we made a deal with Saudi Arabia. You trade your oil in dollars, and we're going to give you military protection. Well, that going bye-bye. Because no one wants to do business with the United States on the SWIFT system, because to have the world reserve currency, right, Kel? I mean, it's a privilege.
Right. Yeah.
And the United States government, not the people of the United States, people of the United States are very good people, but the government of the United States has weaponized their privilege and have banned countries, like Cuba and Russia and others, because they're not doing what we want them to do. So now other countries are like, well, we don't want to trade with you because we're getting nervous that you're just going to stop us from being able to use the SWIFT system. So let's create a new system called the BRICs nations. And now that's going to be BRICs Plus. And once Saudi Arabia joins in January, we're going to see an acceleration of the de-dollarization, which means that when countries don't trade with United States dollars, those dollars are going to come back. And that's no bueno zone for US citizens.
Yep.
So what do, Kelly? We buy gold, silver, Bitcoin, pick your favorite crypto projects.
And not financial advice, but certainly lean into it because it is what the future is. It's, as we've been saying, it's all on the blockchain. Yep.
The entire world is moving to the blockchain. Everything is moving to the blockchain. And then we're going to incorporate artificial intelligence, which we already are, right?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. So it was really interesting. I was listening to the Nvidia's earnings, right? Because Nvidia just reached $1 trillion.
Yep, they just released
They,
their second quarter earnings yesterday.
that's right. So, I was on the road driving back to my brother's, and poor Rowan, I'm making her listen to the Nvidia earnings, and she's like, "Are you hearing anything you want to hear?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like,
She's a trooper. Yay, Rowan.
such a
Kudos.
trooper.
She's a big trooper.
So anyway, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, they have to buy Nvidia, the GPUs, right? So this is like a big thing that we've been talking about, especially here at Two Women in Crypto. And, so we need the GPUs in order for artificial intelligence to train, to learn. So they keep buying all these chips from Nvidia. Nvidia's stock is like $400, $475, $500. I don't even know what it is this morning. Be interesting to take a quick lookie. Let's see what we're trading at. But like the thing is that as Nvidia grows, we cannot have one company provide all the GPUs that artificial intelligence needs. So we have cryptocurrency projects, right, Cal, that we've been talking about. We talked about this before we started our MELD class last Saturday, which was awesome, right? Talking about DeFi banking. And we have this concept of being able to Airbnb our GPUs and our computer systems, and not just personal computers, but like other companies. So when your computer is sitting idle, we can actually tap into the GPUs to help artificial intelligence learn, but in a more decentralized manner, right? So if Microsoft and Google and Apple, if they concentrate the artificial intelligence learning, it's going to be biased. So we need to decentralize that bias. So we're looking at companies like Render, Akash Network. I did a whole video I released just a couple days ago about the Flux Network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are cryptocurrency projects that you might want to research because they are going to be providing this Airbnb of the GPUs.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be really interesting to watch that this segment grow, the Web 3.0, and what it's going to look like, because it's part of the future. So yeah, it's such an exciting time. I know we speak of it all the time because we're in it every day. But it's so super exciting when you get a call from a friend out of the blue saying they bought their first cryptocurrency. It's like, yeah. So these projects like Flux, Akash, etc. I mean, it's like it really begins to peel the layers of the onion back to the potential of why and how this AI is going to have such a huge impact and how it's going to be utilized. It's hard to imagine.
Absolutely. And I mean, the more AI learns, the more AI learns, right? And we've talked about this. And, I sent you that video that a client had sent over to me. And it's just like, you have artificial intelligence. It's like an arm, and it's literally painting the ceiling of a house, right? So it's just really cool. It's really smooth. It's working really, really well. What happens when, you're a painter and now you have artificial intelligence being able to paint? So we're going to be watching this. It's not mainstream yet, but, listening even to Elon Musk, he did a video, and I think I made a video about it maybe like a couple months ago, maybe. What happens when Tesla has a Chat GPT moment and all of a sudden there's millions of driverless cars out there, right? And then we have Chippy that's making your chips, we have Sippy that's making your drinks, and we have Flippy that's making your burgers, right? So this is all happening now, and the bots are taking your orders at Wendy's in Ohio. So it happens slowly, and then it's going to be like enmeshed in our society, and people are going to be like, what the heck just happened? And this has been going on for a really long time, right? Just like the growth of the BRICS nations, very, very slowly. And then when January rolls around, which is like tick tock, not that far away, what happens when the de-dollarization happens and AI is like, coming into fruition, having like, we have Chat GPT 5 coming out, and all of these things, a world is going to change. Like, folks, buckle up, buttercup, because who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's all really, I don't know. I'm not going to say unnerving, because I don't sit in the fear of any of it. I just sit in the fear, and I don't sit in the fear of anything. I sit in the understanding that it's taking place. So I'd rather be empowered and participate in the way that I want to participate. So it's all pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this since the beginning. It's just like we're going to be like the Jetsons.
Yep.
But not with cute Rosie.
Right. Yeah.
Some of these robots are not cute.
Yeah.
Some of them are, though. Some of them are. So, I mean, the bottom line is this. We don't want this to happen. We always say this, but it's happening. So we, like Kelly's saying, like, we need to get educated. The more knowledge we have, the more power we have to make our own choices. We're sovereign beings. We talk about Bitcoin being a sovereign digital currency, right? It's not released by any centralized banking institution, and as more banks fail, which they are, I think Farmington Bank went under. Charles Schwab is not doing well. All right. So I'm really nervous about Charles Schwab being like the next like Lehman Brothers moment. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they're all closing their brick and mortar banks, right? Physical banking structures, because your bank is going to be on your phone. And it's all going to be automated. So this is going to happen probably all at once, really, really quickly. And, and then I think about, again, like, it's hard to comprehend. We've never lived through anything like this. Like, but the United States it's losing its world reserve currency status. So when the BRICS nations come together with Saudi Arabia and the UAE and all these different countries, and Iran, I mean, these are huge, these are big time players. Like, are they going to want to do trade in their own currency? They're not going to want to trade in the Chinese yuan. They're going to want to trade in their own currency. So is that going to be backed by gold? Is Saudi Arabia going to back theirs by oil? We don't know, but we're going to be following it. And then when they do the trade, wouldn't it make sense that they're going to do it with a bridge neutral currency?
You would think that would be the likely choice.
So let's see what happens. My guess is that it's going to be XRP. I'm speculating. It could be Bitcoin. But, when I'm on, and again, like, the technology changes really, really fast. But when you go and you buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? And then you send that Bitcoin off to your hardware wallet, how long does it take to clear?
Yeah, it's like watching a pot of water boil in today's terms. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. But when we send our XRP from Coinbase, because now we can buy XRP on Coinbase. So when we send XRP to our hardware wallet, how long does that take? It's almost instantaneous, right? So, we're going to be watching this. I mean, it doesn't have to be XRP, but like, I do think it's going to be some sort of bridge currency that's going to be doing this. So, when Kelly and I talk about, bless you, darling, when Kelly and I talk about, all aboard, Rosie Rios, the 43rd treasurer of the United States government, she's been saying this for a couple of years now, like, the train has left the station. Like, blockchain is here to stay. We have AI, the metaverse, like, our world is changing. And it's time to get educated. We have a little bit of time, but like, if we have de-dollarization happen in January, like, is Bitcoin going to go up and down in value? It's digital gold, right? That's the narrative now. It's the first peer-to-peer cryptocurrency that we could use, right? But it's kind of becoming more of like a store of value. So now we're going to see what these other cryptocurrencies are going to be adopted to be used for. It's fascinating, but wow, it's almost September.
Oh, it is. It's going to go by the blink of an eye. Next year is such a big year. We just have to get through whatever volatility is going to take place through this fall. And there will be volatility.
Absolutely. And like historically speaking, August and September are the two worst months for crypto, for the stock market. I mean, there's literally like a handful of companies that are holding up the stock market. They were talking about if Nvidia didn't have good earnings yesterday, the stock market would have crashed. That's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign, but of course everything's propped up. And Nvidia to that point was trading at 484 when I took a look a few minutes ago.
Okay. Okay. So, again, we're going to be watching this. I was, I wasn't sure if they were going to make that announcement. I was looking for it with, obviously Saudi Arabia is like the biggest like trading partner that we have. And it's not to say that the United States is going to be dropped from trading with these companies or countries. It's going to be everyone. It's going to be able to trade with their own currencies. And hopefully it's not going to be the Chinese yuan. And I don't think it can be. They're not set up like if they're just not set up to do it. So it's going to be super interesting to watch. But, at the same time, yeah, I mean, we need a
popcorn project.
We need a lot of popcorn.
Out there, come up with a popcorn crypto, whatever. Anyway, go ahead.
I wish I loved popcorn. I don't love it, but we need a lot of it. So we got to get like those big. Maybe we should get like a popcorn machine when this is all over.
Goodness.
Whew. So, I also wanted to make mention, because I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but like if you have a Venmo account, like go to Venmo and just click on crypto and you can see, then you can buy and sell and trade your cryptocurrency on, not all of them, but you can do Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. There's a couple that are listed now, and we're going to watch this grow.
Yeah, I know for PayPal, you can't send your Bitcoin off of PayPal. I don't know if that's, so you couldn't buy Bitcoin through PayPal and then trade it and then send it to a hardware wallet. I
think you're right. I think it's the same for Venmo. And like, we don't want to use PayPal and Venmo, but like in terms of mass adoption, right? People don't know what a ledger is and a Trezor and an Engrave and a SafePal wallet is, like there is a learning curve, but like, so we're keeping all of our coins decentralized, right? There's a big difference when you hold your keys. That's your crypto. You become your own bank. And I think like we probably have about a year. Like it's really important for everyone to become their own bank. Super important. There's so much instability right now. Unbelievable. And the media, and even like we got to my brother's, and like he had the Republican what's it called, debate, right? The debate was on TV, and I listened to it while I started pacing because they don't talk about anything that's, in my opinion, that should be talked about. Like they're not talking about the BRICs nations. They're not talking about artificial intelligence. Okay. So it's like, I just get really nervous that the mass media isn't telling people squat about squat. Right? It's just.
Well, I think we know that to be true, just historically. I mean, if you're not leaning into alternative news sources, and gosh knows there's a plethora of them available now to you, at least if you look for them and not just lean on the mainstream, there is so much more education to be had and truth discovery if you step out of the box.
Right. So, and again, it's just like that's such a good segue to be like, this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we do a monthly Q&A. It's always the last Saturday of the month. Bring your questions. Ask us questions. Get curious around this. It's like pretty much a donation of $10. Like, just come and just listen and just whatever you need to do. Like, we are here to help people transition into this new world. Right? Because we're moving into a new world. We're not going back to the way life was. We're moving into artificial intelligence. Everything is being built on the blockchain. And again, it's just like, to me, it's the biggest transfer of wealth that we're going to see in our lifetime.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So exciting. So exciting.
Yeah. So join us. And again, like when I listen to these politicians speak, I think about, maybe it's time to create a living will. And if you need a living will and you need to get it notarized, you can connect with Markley Mobile.
I love you. I love Jeannie.
Notary on the go, right? We have this awesome service, Markley Mobile. Shout out to Jeannie. Reach out to Jeannie Johnson from Markley Mobile. Link is in the description. It's just, it's really important to have a living will during these uncertain times, right? Literally, the world is on fire. Right? And our government is giving all of our money to the Ukraine. Billions and billions of dollars are going to the Ukraine, but don't worry, Hawaii, everyone gets $700. Think, okay? These people do not care about us. The government does not care about us, okay? They don't. So protect yourselves, protect your community. Kelly, discuss what you enlightened me with this morning. I had no idea about the Panama Canal because we need to be prepared so we're not scared.
So, of course, it's not highly mentioned. You will see bits and pieces of it, maybe briefly on the media, but I've been watching the water levels for a long time because I've always been very intrigued by the Panama Canal, but the water has receded so much because of the drought, if you will, that ships are not able to get through. And this is huge. It's a huge trade corridor, and we will be impacted by this. So there's lines of ships that are waiting for the water to be able to come up. But how much water do they need to? It's fascinating if you actually go do the deep dive, how much water is used to get one ship through the canal. It's extraordinarily huge amount, and they don't have any. Right. The drought has had such a huge impact. So, I woke up last night, and I've been following it for a while, but when I woke up last night out of the blue, it was like, this could have will have a huge impact for us all globally. This is not just, it'll be a global impact.
Right. So, I listen a lot to Lynette Zhang from ITM Trading. I love her. She's so funny. She talks about, she's fit, right? Totally. I love her so much. And she's like food, water, shelter, community, barterability, energy. Like, now is the time again, folks. Like, they're releasing the Kraken, right? I mean, we have mask mandates. They're going to try to come back and say we have another pandemic. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. But the bottom line is we need to be prepared. So, I would say a couple months supply, like 3 minimum of food. What's your water source? What's your plan B? Get your Bitcoin, get your crypto, get it on a hardware wallet. So, you don't have to worry about if there's any kind of disruption or if bread turns out to be $20 because we're losing our world reserve currency at the same time. We can't get the ships through the Panama Canal. Not saying it's going to happen, but we got to be prepared.
Well, and that's just plain old Mother Nature.
Right.
However you want to view it.
Maybe.
It's not a political thing. However you want to view it, you can't grow a mountain overnight. You're not going to be able to fill that water with, as you said, well, can't they just put the hose in there? No, won't work. So, I mean, there are
I
some
told
things,
Kelly, I was like, turn the hose on.
yeah, we just got a little bit of a bumpy road ahead of us. So, and we just try to, encourage people to lean into what is happening in the world. It's so easy to stick your head in the hole. It's so easy to just la 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 la. I don't want to know anything about it and just kind of walk straight along. But you will be prudent, in our opinion, to lean into what is taking place. So you will be prepared.
Right. Because like, we always talk about this, Kel, like it's not the time to stick your head in the sand. We can't be an ostrich, right? As much, and I always make jokes about like when things get really like heated and serious, like I always joke around with my friends and family and I say I get narcolepsy. And I'm like, but this isn't the time for that, right? I mean, it's actually the time to get educated, prepared, talk to your community. There's so many people that are like-minded. We just need to all come together. And like, even with all of the problems that we're having in the world, right? Nvidia is making all these chips. We're going to be able to Airbnb out all these GPUs. When AI gets smarter and smarter, think about the problems that they're going to be able to solve with our supply chain issues, with our food insecurities, things like that. So I think like when there's problems, there is a solution, but like we want to make sure that we're steering that ship in the direction that we want it to go. Okay. Because I'm telling you, I'm up at Sackett's Harbor and I joined the Chamber of Commerce and I held like a crypto meetup for the community. We blasted it out to over 1,100 people. 5 people came, which is awesome. But like, we need to spread the word because people don't know what a central bank digital currency is. So there's a learning curve here. We're moving into this direction. And then when I'm watching the debate, they're not mentioning central bank digital currencies, BRICs nations, artificial intelligence. I mean, I'm writing notes down like, how are we going to prove that we're human, right? With all the bots and the spam and the everything is on the internet. Like now they're like, okay, we're going to have to prove that we're human in order to like use these platforms. So everything is changing really, really quickly, but yet the government and our supposed leadership, they're not talking about it, And, when I'm listening to the founder of Flux and he's saying there's going to be like an event where they're just going to censor everybody, Flux provides a solution for this, right? Like Akash provides a solution for this. So we have to get on board and get educated, because we're going to need to be able to, during tough times and turbulent times, to share information, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because so many times people get into crypto because they think they can make a quick buck. This isn't really about making money. Of course, we're going to become wealthy because we're part of that transfer of wealth, but this is about sovereignty, and like making our lives better and reclaiming our country, really. I mean, it's not a good situation when you look at our current leadership and what's going on in the White House and Biden falling asleep when he goes to Hawaii. Like, this isn't good. This isn't, this isn't good leadership. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. I don't care if you believe in Martians. Like, this is just about people and how we can be okay.
Yeah, and I kind of a broken record, but it warrants to be always brought up in almost every podcast we do. And it's about safety too. Be mindful of what you are doing. So if you are getting in cryptocurrency, which obviously not financial advice, but practice safety practices around it. Because if you're going to take the time to invest, then you want to protect your investment. And it's not, it's simple things, but safety first. I say simple things, but it's something that we're not accustomed to, especially with our technology. We're so used to saying, okay, well, I'm just going to take a snapshot of something and put it on my phone, or I'm going to do this, or I'm just going to. You can't do that with this information. You have to be really mindful of how you're protecting your future, your wealth. So, yeah. So just real quick too, on that note, just that segue over to a shout out to Mary Berger with computerdiva.biz. Her work that she does for me, for anybody all over the world, to protect your system from, monitoring for malware, etc. But she's just so knowledgeable in terms of phone usage and VPNs and all these other things. So highly, highly recommend. And again, I need to have a shirt that just says safety first. Really, really important. I've had so many people, so many stories of where people have either been scammed by just not really thinking about what they're clicking on, or just literal thievery, so anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Cause it's like, especially now too, it's like, I'm seeing like the integration of all these different blockchains coming together into USDC, United States Digital Coin, like Solana, Stellar, Ethereum, like all these blockchains. And we always said this from the beginning, when these blockchains connect to each other and they interoperate, right? And you think about how are they going to interoperate? We got like Chainlink and all these different crypto projects. We need to keep our crypto safe. So, so important. We don't want to lose like our valuable crypto, because we're moving into this new world, and even like we post articles and we talk about traditional trading, right? And how XDC network is going to disrupt that, right? So, it's just all of these things are happening all at once, and we have to have safety first. So before you buy any crypto, at least get a soft wallet. We talk about the trust wallet. It's a really good stepping stone to be like, I want to get my Bitcoin or whatever crypto you want to get, but just send it off Coinbase, send it off Uphold, and then decide which hardware wallet you want to get.
Yep, absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I'm trying to see what else I have here on my notes. So here's something interesting. 8 countries are looking to build their central bank digital currency platform on the XRPL. And what that means is the XRP ledger. So the XRP ledger is the blockchain for XRP. Okay. So there's 195 countries. Okay. 80% of all of these countries are looking to roll out a central bank digital currency. And, what if XRP takes like 10%, 15%? I saw an interview with one of the developers, and they're saying there's thousands of developers that are building on the XRP ledger. So very interesting. I'm so curious to see how this ecosystem builds itself out, even XRP healthcare. And then someone else had sent me, there's going to be like a Bitcoin healthcare, like a crowdsourcing healthcare. Our whole world is changing. Like we say, moving to the blockchain. It's like, I feel like a kid in the candy store, like, oh, I like this project. I like that project, like, where's our data going to be stored? Where's the company's data going to be stored? Filecoin, Arweave. I mean, there's so many. You can wind up owning 50 freaking cryptos.
Oh, easily. I'm probably pretty darn close. Not quite, but seriously.
I know. I'm trying. I always look to see, like, should I sell something and roll it over? And then I'm like, yeah.
Oh, so hard. A little bit of a, I don't want to say addiction, but I see the potential, like you and all of them. So.
No, absolutely. And, and again, it's just like, we're never 100% sure, we're not financial advisors, but we do know that the world is changing. So it's like, to be able to look into some of these projects and see the potential in them, maybe we diversify and we put a little bit of money into some of these projects, right? This isn't about going all in and like taking a mortgage out on your house, but in times of crisis, we really want our money to be mobile, we want our money to be digital, and we want our money to be secure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Cool. Awesome sauce. Mm-hmm. So, and we'll see what happens. I mean, there's so many, like Kelly and I were like, what are we going to talk about? There's 800 things to talk about, right? Like the United States credit got downgraded. Like all of these things are happening all at once. But it's like, it amazes me that crypto keeps going down. So not financial advice, but crypto will not be at these prices forever. I know there's like some sort of like psychology that goes in our human minds that when Bitcoin hits, 60 grand and XRP is $3 to $5, everyone's going to be wanting to jump in. And I think now is a great time to start dollar cost averaging into your favorite projects because we have legislation coming. We have the Bitcoin halving coming. We have an election year. I don't think that they're going to let the stock market crash during an election year. I think we're going to see like a adjustment. We'll see what happens. But very, very interesting times to say the least, you know what I mean? So we just keep dollar cost averaging in our favorite projects. And that's it. With gold, silver, community, barterability, what are your skills? Look at AI, look at your job, all of these things are happening all at once. I know it can be overwhelming. And like just come and join Two Women in Crypto and like let's sit down and talk about it and share love and kindness and space for people to sit with your feelings because it's overwhelming.
It absolutely is. Absolutely is. But we're in it together. So let's see it through.
We are in this together, and together it's a good place to be. It's that I feel so grateful and so honored to be a part of this community. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's super special. So, well, I guess until Saturday, for those of you that are going to join us, go to twowomeninCrypto.com, classes and events, and you'll see the registration link for the Q&A. It's only $10, like Andrea said. We'd love to have you join us. And I guess until then,
HODL on.
Choo choo, all aboard.
That's right, Kelly.
There we go. Good morning.
Awesome.
It's a very changing world, and get on the train quickly, folks. Or not.
We're not. It's up to you. But I mean, seriously, get on the crypto train. Not financial advice. We're not financial advisors.
No, we're here for your entertainment purposes only, as you can tell as I go choo choo. So here we go.
Holy cow. Cheers. We have a discussion to be had this morning, don't we?
So many threads we can tap into. So take it away. Where do we begin?
All right, well, let's start with the de-dollarization.
I swear I'm going to start putting whiskey in my coffee.
All right, we got to come up with our next t-shirt. I mean, we got to do the eat rice, buy crypto, because I just listened to the video. At first, I was like, I get it. We're going to do a framework, right? The BRICs nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they're having their annual meeting. Bless you, darling. You're so good at hitting mute at just the right time.
Do my best. I do my best.
So anyway, so we know the BRICS nations is putting together a framework for a new payment system for trade, right? So we've been following this, and I was like, they're not going to back it by gold, not yet. They're just going to come out with their framework. Okay, so now they just made an announcement. This January 2024, who's going to join the BRICS nations? Well, I'm going to tell you. Argentina, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia.
It's a big deal.
So this is a big deal, y'all. So when we made the deal to become the world reserve currency, we made a deal with Saudi Arabia. You trade your oil in dollars, and we're going to give you military protection. Well, that going bye-bye. Because no one wants to do business with the United States on the SWIFT system, because to have the world reserve currency, right, Kel? I mean, it's a privilege.
Right. Yeah.
And the United States government, not the people of the United States, people of the United States are very good people, but the government of the United States has weaponized their privilege and have banned countries, like Cuba and Russia and others.
Your hosts for Two Women in Crypto are Andrea Caldero and Kelly Lair. You'll find more information and details regarding the Two Women in Crypto membership, educational and informative class and event offerings, and more via their website, twowomeninCrypto.com. Both Andrea and Kelly are available for speaking events and offer private consultations focused on helping individuals navigate the future. Until next time, HODL'on.